Something is happening in the universe right now that defies every rule science has ever laid down. It's not a theory. It's not speculation. It's real. And it has already been proven in experiments over and over again. Two particles, separated by vast distances, miles, light years, or even galaxies apart, somehow remain connected in a way that should be impossible. The moment one is affected, the other reacts instantly. No delay, no transmission, no physical connection. And yet, they move in perfect sync, as if obeying a hidden force outside of time and space itself. This is quantum entanglement, one of the strangest and most mind-bending discoveries in all of physics. It doesn't follow the rules of common sense. It doesn't care about the limitations of space or time. It happens instantaneously, no matter how far apart the entangled particles are. And here's the part that even physicists struggle to explain. Nobody truly knows why. Some call it the most mysterious phenomenon in science. Others believe it's a glitch in our understanding of reality itself. But one thing is clear. This is not just some abstract concept buried in physics textbooks. It challenges everything we know about existence. It raises fundamental questions about the nature of the universe. And whether you realize it or not, it may hold clues that connect to something far bigger than just tiny particles. Could this strange, invisible force explain the interconnectedness of all things? Could entanglement be operating on a level beyond physics, perhaps even shaping reality in ways we have yet to understand? Or is there something even more profound hidden beneath the surface of this mystery? Today, we pull back the curtain on one of the strangest, most unsettling phenomena ever discovered. And by the end of this video, you may start questioning everything you've ever believed about reality. Quantum mechanics has always been a world of paradoxes. Unlike classical physics, where everything follows predictable rules, quantum physics operates on an entirely different level. One where probability, uncertainty, and bizarre interactions rule the fabric of existence. And standing at the center of this strangeness is quantum entanglement, an effect so counterintuitive that even Einstein himself rejected it. To truly understand what makes entanglement so strange, it's important to grasp the core idea behind it. In simple terms, entanglement occurs when two or more particles become linked in such a way that their states are completely dependent on each other, no matter how far apart they are. When one particle is measured or manipulated, the other reacts instantly. But here's where things get weird. The word instantly isn't just an exaggeration. It means faster than the speed of light. And according to everything we know about physics, that's not supposed to be possible. In classical physics, if one object influences another, there must be some kind of force, some form of energy or signal that travels between them. If you push a ball, your hand applies force to move it. If light reaches your eyes, photons physically travel from a source to your retina. Everything happens within the known constraints of cause and effect. But entanglement doesn't seem to work that way. When two entangled particles are separated and then one is measured, the other changes instantly, without any signal passing between them. No delay. No waiting for information to travel. The shift occurs outside of space and time. This effect has been tested repeatedly in experiments, and the results are undeniable. The most famous tests involve sending entangled particles in opposite directions, measuring one, and observing that the other immediately reflects the change, even when there is no possible way for information to have traveled between them at light speed. This presents a direct challenge to one of the most fundamental laws of physics, the speed of light limit. If nothing can travel faster than light, then how can entanglement occur instantaneously? What hidden mechanism is at play here? Some scientists have proposed that entanglement reveals a deeper, more fundamental layer of reality, one that lies beyond our current understanding of physics. Instead of information traveling between the particles, what if the entangled pair were never actually separate in the first place? What if, despite appearing as two distinct objects, they were actually one system all along, existing in a way that transcends our conventional view of space and time. This idea isn't just theoretical speculation. The mathematical framework of quantum mechanics supports the idea that particles exist in a superposition, a state where multiple possibilities coexist simultaneously until measured. Entanglement might be an extension of this principle, showing us that separateness is an illusion, and that everything in the universe is far more connected than we ever imagined. But the questions don't stop there. If entanglement really does defy the limits of space and time, does this mean the fundamental nature of reality itself is non-local? Could it be that everything we perceive as distance or separation is actually just a construct, one that only exists at the level of human experience? The implications of this are staggering. It suggests that the physical world, as we experience it, is just the tip of a much deeper reality. It raises questions about the nature of consciousness, the structure of the universe, and the possibility that hidden dimensions or unknown forces are at play. And yet, despite the undeniable proof that entanglement is real, the mechanics behind it remain one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in physics. Scientists have tried to explain it, but every theory comes with more unanswered questions. Some argue that entanglement might reveal an underlying framework of the universe that we have yet to comprehend, a hidden layer of reality where particles are not truly separate, but instead part of an indivisible whole. Could this mean that all things in existence are interconnected at a level beyond our perception? And if so, what does that say about the fabric of reality itself? One thing is certain: entanglement isn't just a peculiar quirk of quantum mechanics. It's a phenomenon that suggests the universe is far stranger than we ever imagined. It challenges our understanding of space, time, and the very nature of existence. And as we continue to explore this mystery, we may be standing on the edge of a discovery that could change our perception of reality forever. And this is just the beginning, because entanglement doesn't just challenge the laws of physics, it challenges everything we think we know about the universe. But what happens when we take this bizarre effect and apply it to things even more profound, like consciousness, technology, and the fabric of the cosmos itself? That's where things get even more mind-blowing. Albert Einstein spent his life uncovering the deepest secrets of the universe. His theories changed everything we knew about space, time, and reality itself. But there was one phenomenon so strange, so impossible, that even he refused to accept it. He called it spooky action at a distance. Quantum entanglement should not exist. It defies everything science has ever told us about how reality works. Yet, it has been proven, again and again, in experiments that show entangled particles communicate instantly, no matter how far apart they are. Let's break that down. If you were holding a particle in your hand, and its entangled partner was on the other side of the galaxy, the moment you observed or altered one, the other would react immediately. Not after a delay. Not after sending a signal. Instantly. This breaks the one rule that physics has always stood by: nothing can travel faster than light. Light is the universal speed limit. Takes 8 minutes for light from the sun to reach Earth. Takes 4 years for light from the nearest star to arrive. And yet, entanglement works as if distance doesn't matter. This shouldn't be possible. The universe isn't supposed to work like this. But experiments continue to show the same thing. Entangled particles are somehow linked beyond the constraints of time and space. What does this mean? It means that either our entire understanding of reality is flawed, or there's something far deeper happening beneath the surface of existence. Some physicists believe entanglement hints at a hidden structure of the universe, an underlying reality where everything is already connected. If that's true, then space and time might not be fundamental at all. They might be illusions, constructs that only exist at the level of human perception. And that idea doesn't just rewrite physics, it rewrites our entire understanding of what it means to exist. Quantum entanglement doesn't just challenge the way we see space and time, it completely breaks it. In classical physics, the entire structure of reality is based on one key principle: locality. Locality means that objects can only be influenced by their immediate surroundings. If something happens in one place, it should only affect things nearby. A rock thrown into a pond creates ripples, but those ripples don't appear on another pond miles away. Entanglement destroys this principle. It shows that two particles, no matter how far apart, behave as if they are still connected. They aren't sending signals. They aren't transferring energy. They are simply one system stretched across space. Here's the most unsettling part. This connection isn't bound by time. Entanglement works instantly, no matter the distance. That means, in a way, entangled particles exist outside of time itself. This leads to a disturbing question. If two entangled particles are truly one system, what does that say about the fabric of the universe itself? Could everything we see as separate actually be part of a greater whole? Some theories suggest that entanglement isn't just a rare quantum effect. It could be a fundamental property of reality. Instead of thinking of the universe as a vast expanse filled with individual objects, entanglement suggests that everything may be interconnected in ways we cannot yet comprehend. But if that's true, why don't we see it? Why doesn't this strange effect appear in our daily lives? The answer may lie in the way reality operates on different scales. In the microscopic world of quantum mechanics, particles behave in ways that are completely alien to our experience. They exist in superposition, where they are in multiple states at once. They can tunnel through barriers as if they weren't there. And, of course, they can become entangled, forming connections that ignore space and time. But in the macroscopic world, the one we live in, these effects seem to vanish. Classical physics takes over, and things behave the way we expect. An apple falls from a tree. A car moves forward when the gas pedal is pressed. Objects remain separate and distinct. So why does entanglement disappear when things get bigger? The truth is, it doesn't, it just becomes harder to detect. Some researchers believe that entanglement is happening everywhere, all the time, even in large-scale systems. It simply gets masked by the overwhelming complexity of larger objects. There have been experiments that suggest biological systems, like the way birds navigate using Earth's magnetic field, might be influenced by quantum entanglement. Some even speculate that entanglement could play a role in the processes of the human brain. If true, this would mean that entanglement isn't just a bizarre quantum trick. It might be a fundamental force shaping everything, including life itself. But there's another question physicists are still struggling with. How does entanglement actually work? Right now, the best mathematical models describe what entanglement does, but not why it happens. Some researchers believe that entanglement could be evidence of a hidden layer of reality, something beneath the fabric of space-time itself. One theory suggests that all particles are not actually separate objects, but rather manifestations of a single underlying entity. In other words, what we perceive as individual particles could just be different expressions of the same fundamental reality. If that's true, then entanglement isn't really about communication between particles at all. It's simply the revealing of an underlying connection that was always there. And that would mean something profound. The universe is far more unified than we ever thought. But what if entanglement isn't just about physics? What if this strange phenomenon has deeper implications that stretch beyond the world of particles, into the very structure of our existence? The biggest question that remains is, can this connection be harnessed? If entanglement allows for instantaneous effects across vast distances, could it one day be used for faster-than-light communication? Could we develop technology that manipulates this invisible connection to send messages, power new forms of computing, or even unlock a completely new way of experiencing reality? These aren't just questions for the future. Right now, researchers are already experimenting with using entanglement for quantum teleportation, transferring information instantly without sending any signals through space. If successful, this could change everything. Secure, unbreakable communication, hyper-advanced computing, a new way to understand the fabric of existence. But the truth is, we still don't know the full limits of what entanglement can do. And that's where things get even more mysterious. because this phenomenon doesn't just suggest that space and time can be broken. It suggests that reality itself is far stranger than anyone ever imagined. And if that's true, then the very foundations of existence might be on the verge of being rewritten. Right now, in labs around the world, something groundbreaking is happening. Scientists are taking the most mysterious phenomenon in quantum mechanics, entanglement, and attempting to control it. Not just to prove its existence, but to harness it. And the results? They're nothing short of revolutionary. Imagine a world where information is transmitted instantly, no matter the distance. A world where hacking is impossible because communication is completely unbreakable. A world where computers don't just process information, they manipulate reality itself. This isn't science fiction. It's happening. And the force making it possible is quantum entanglement. For years, entanglement was seen as just a bizarre feature of the quantum world, something that only existed in tiny particles. But now, researchers are proving that this strange connection isn't just a curiosity. It's the key to unlocking a new era of technology. Quantum entanglement is already being used to build supercomputers that could crack codes in seconds, create communication networks that are impossible to hack, and even redefine how we understand medicine and materials. But that's just the beginning. Because if entanglement truly allows for information to be transmitted instantly, it could lead to the most radical transformation in human history. Faster than light communication. Mind-bending computing power. Entirely new scientific discoveries that reshape how we interact with the universe. And here's the biggest question of all. What happens if we're only scratching the surface? Quantum entanglement is no longer just a theoretical concept. It's becoming the foundation of a technological revolution. One of the most powerful ways this phenomenon is being explored is through quantum computing. Unlike traditional computers which process data in binary, ones and zeros, quantum computers use qubits, particles that can exist in multiple states at once. And when those qubits become entangled, their computing power doesn't just increase, it multiplies exponentially. A normal supercomputer would take millions of years to solve certain complex problems. A quantum computer could do the same task in seconds. This isn't just theory. Quantum computers already exist. Companies like Google, IBM, and research institutions around the world have built functioning quantum processors. And they've already demonstrated computational power beyond anything ever seen. But what makes these computers so powerful isn't just the way they store information. It's entanglement. Entangled qubits can perform calculations in a way that defies classical logic. Because their states are linked, they can process vast amounts of information simultaneously, solving problems that would take traditional computers an eternity. This changes everything. With quantum computing, we could create breakthroughs in drug discovery, simulating molecules at a level of precision that would allow us to develop new medicines and treatments at unimaginable speeds. We could unlock new materials with extraordinary properties. Stronger, lighter, more efficient than anything we've ever seen. And then there's encryption. Right now, the entire world relies on digital encryption to secure financial transactions, government secrets, and personal data. But as quantum computing advances, it threatens to break every form of security we have today. The only way to fight back. Quantum entanglement. Scientists are working on quantum cryptography, a new form of security based on the laws of entanglement. Instead of using traditional encryption methods, quantum cryptography creates keys that cannot be hacked, copied, or intercepted. Why? Because entanglement ensures that any attempt to observe or interfere with the data immediately changes it. The moment a hacker tries to break into a quantum encrypted message, the message itself is altered, making it completely useless. This could lead to a future where all digital information is perfectly secure, from banking to personal communications to military secrets. But entanglement's potential goes far beyond computing and security. There's growing evidence that biological systems might use entanglement in ways we never expected. Some scientists believe that birds navigate using Earth's magnetic field through a quantum process that involves entangled electrons in their cells. If true, this would mean that entanglement is already influencing the natural world in ways we don't yet understand. Others are investigating whether entanglement could play a role in the human brain. Could the way we process thoughts, emotions, and even consciousness itself be linked to quantum mechanics? If so, entanglement might not just be shaping the universe, it could be shaping you. But what happens if we push entanglement even further? One of the most astonishing possibilities is quantum teleportation. No, this isn't the kind of teleportation seen in sci-fi movies. We're not talking about physically transporting objects from one place to another. But information, the very state of a quantum system, can already be teleported using entanglement. In laboratory experiments, researchers have successfully teleported quantum states from one particle to another, instantaneously and without any signal passing between them. Right now, this is happening on a small scale. But if quantum teleportation can be scaled up, it could lead to the most revolutionary breakthrough of all: instantaneous, faster-than-light communication. Imagine being able to communicate across the galaxy instantly. No lag, no transmission time, just pure, direct connection. This would change every aspect of human civilization. Space exploration would no longer be limited by the speed of light. A message sent from Earth to Mars would no longer take minutes. It would arrive immediately. And if this technology could be expanded beyond particles, if we could one day entangle larger systems, could teleportation itself become possible on a macroscopic scale? Right now, we don't have the answers. But what we do know is that entanglement is far more than just a bizarre quantum trick. It's a force that is already transforming science, technology, and our understanding of reality. And the deeper we explore it, the more it suggests that the fundamental rules of the universe are not what we once thought. But here's the most unsettling question of all. What if entanglement isn't just a property of the quantum world? What if it's happening at levels far beyond what we can see? Could entire galaxies be entangled? Could time itself be an illusion created by a deeper, hidden reality? Could our very consciousness be connected through an unseen web of entanglement? Right now, we stand on the edge of discoveries that could reshape everything we believe about existence. But what's coming next is even bigger. Because if entanglement is truly the key to understanding the universe, then the most mind-blowing revelations are still waiting to be uncovered. And in the next part of this journey, we explore the deepest mysteries of entanglement, ones that even science cannot yet explain. There are forces in the universe that we understand, forces we can measure, predict, and control. Gravity pulls objects toward the Earth. Electromagnetism powers our technology. The nuclear forces hold atoms together. But then, there's quantum entanglement, a force so bizarre, so beyond explanation, that even the brightest minds on the planet are struggling to understand it. How do entangled particles communicate across vast distances with no delay, no signal, no known mechanism? Why does measuring one particle instantly affect the other, even if they are light years apart? And if entanglement is real, does that mean the universe itself is secretly connected by an invisible web of interactions beyond space and time? The deeper scientists probe into entanglement, the more they realize they don't fully understand it. In fact, some of the biggest questions about this phenomenon remain completely unanswered. Could entanglement reveal hidden dimensions of reality? Is space itself an illusion, just a projection of something much deeper? And most importantly, are there limits to entanglement, or is it far more powerful than we ever imagined? Some of these mysteries may be solved in the future, but others suggest that entanglement isn't just a part of reality. It may be the fundamental structure of reality itself. Main content, 1,500 words. Quantum entanglement isn't just strange. It's completely unexplainable by the laws of classical physics. The moment we try to fit it into our current understanding of reality, it breaks every rule we thought we knew. Mystery number 1. Does entanglement violate space and time? For centuries, physics has been built on one unshakable foundation: causality. Cause and effect. One event leads to another, bound by the limits of space and time. If you push a glass off a table, it falls. If you send a message, it takes time to arrive. Nothing can move faster than light. But entanglement completely ignores this rule. Experiments have proven that entangled particles can influence each other instantly, even when separated by billions of miles. This should be impossible. If information were truly traveling between them, it would have to move faster than light, something every law of physics says cannot happen. Yet it does. Some physicists believe this means entanglement isn't transmitting information through space. It's working through a deeper, hidden connection that already exists beyond space and time. And if that's true, it raises an even more unsettling possibility. What if space and time aren't fundamental at all? Mystery number 2. Does entanglement hint at hidden dimensions? String theory, one of the most ambitious theories in modern physics, suggests that our universe may have extra dimensions beyond the 3 of space and 1 of time. If these extra dimensions exist, could entangled particles be linked through them? Instead of communicating across space, they may be connected through a deeper reality, one we can't see. Some scientists believe that entanglement could be evidence of these hidden dimensions, that what we perceive as instantaneous communication might just be particles interacting through a space we don't yet understand. If this is true, then entanglement isn't just a weird quantum effect. It could be our first glimpse into the structure of reality itself. Mystery number 3. Are we all entangled? We think of ourselves as separate individuals, experiencing reality independently. But what if that's an illusion? If entanglement proves that particles can be permanently connected, could this connection exist on a larger scale? Some scientists speculate that at the moment of the Big Bang, when the universe itself came into existence, all matter was entangled. If true, then everything in the universe, including you, me, and every object around us, might still be entangled in ways we don't yet understand. This would mean that at the deepest level, separation is an illusion, that the entire universe is part of one massive, interconnected system. And if entanglement exists in ways we haven't yet discovered, could it be influencing us right now? Mystery number 4. What are the limits of entanglement? So far, every experiment on entanglement has followed the same pattern. No matter how far apart the particles are, their connection remains unbroken. But does this mean entanglement is infinite? Could particles remain entangled across the entire universe? Could entanglement stretch across time itself, connecting the past, present, and future in ways we don't yet understand? Some theories suggest that entanglement might be at the core of the structure of spacetime itself. That instead of space being an empty stage where the universe plays out, it might actually emerge from entanglement itself. This would mean that space, time, and reality as we know it are built on the invisible connections between particles. And if that's true, then entanglement isn't just a weird quantum effect. It's the fundamental glue that holds the universe together. Mystery number 5. Could we one day control entanglement? Right now, we can observe entanglement. We can even use it in experiments. But what if we could fully control it? Imagine a future where we could create entanglement on demand, where we could connect systems, devices, or even entire networks at an instant, no matter the distance. Quantum physicists are already working on this. They're developing systems that could allow for instantaneous quantum communication, unbreakable encryption, and hyper-advanced computing. But what if this is only the beginning? What if, in the future, we could manipulate entanglement itself, bend it to our will, shape it, use it in ways we can't even imagine yet? If we could fully harness entanglement, it might become the most powerful force in human history. And then there's the biggest question of all. What if we already are entangled on levels we don't yet understand? Could consciousness itself be linked through entanglement? Could our thoughts, emotions, and even our sense of self be part of a greater, unseen connection? Right now, science doesn't have the answers. But one thing is clear: entanglement is more than just a strange quantum effect. It's a gateway to a reality we are only beginning to understand. A reality where space, time, and even separation itself may not be what they seem. And as we continue to explore entanglement, we may uncover truths about the universe that change everything we thought we knew. There's a revolution happening in science right now. A shift so massive, so reality-defying, that it threatens to rewrite everything we thought we knew about the universe. At the center of this revolution, quantum entanglement. For decades, entanglement was thought to be a bizarre quirk of the quantum world, something that only applied to subatomic particles, tiny, insignificant things too small to affect our daily lives. But as research advances, a disturbing realization is emerging. Entanglement might not be limited to the microscopic. Could this mysterious connection be operating on a cosmic scale, binding together entire galaxies, stars, and even the fabric of space itself? Some physicists now believe that the entire universe might be entangled in ways we can't yet comprehend. That the structure of space-time, the very nature of reality, may not be what we think it is. And if that's true, then the possibilities are staggering. Could quantum entanglement be the key to faster-than-light travel? Is it possible that consciousness itself is linked through entanglement, meaning that our thoughts, emotions, and experiences are connected in ways we've never imagined? And most importantly, if entanglement is everywhere, can we harness it to reshape the world? This isn't just about science anymore. This is about unlocking the deepest secrets of the universe, and in the process, rewriting the future of humanity itself. For years, scientists believed that entanglement could only occur at the smallest scales, within the realm of atoms and subatomic particles. But new research is challenging that idea. Experiments are now showing that entanglement isn't limited to microscopic systems. In fact, larger and larger objects are being entangled in laboratory settings. Scientists have successfully entangled molecules, then tiny mechanical devices. Now, they're working on entangling entire clouds of atoms. If entanglement can exist at this scale, what's stopping it from happening everywhere? Some of the most radical theories in physics suggest that quantum entanglement could extend far beyond the laboratory, potentially spanning the entire cosmos. Physicists are investigating whether black holes might be linked through entanglement, allowing them to share information across vast distances. There's even a theory that suggests that the structure of spacetime itself emerges from entanglement. That everything we see, the galaxies, the stars, the planets, is not a collection of independent objects, but rather a vast, interconnected web of quantum interactions. If this is true, then entanglement isn't just a quantum phenomenon. It's the fundamental structure of reality itself. Could entanglement allow faster-than-light travel? If entanglement allows for instantaneous connections, could it be the key to traveling across space faster than light? Current physics says no. Information can't be sent through entanglement alone. But what if that's just because we don't yet know how to harness it? If entanglement is truly a deep, universal connection, it might hold the secret to breaking free from the limits of space and time. Some physicists speculate that entanglement could one day allow for quantum teleportation, not just of information but of entire objects or even living beings. This might sound like science fiction, but remember, so did quantum entanglement itself before it was experimentally proven. One of the most controversial ideas surrounding entanglement is that it might not be limited to matter, it could also play a role in the mind. Some researchers believe that entanglement may be occurring inside the human brain, influencing thoughts, emotions, and even consciousness itself. Could this explain intuition, the sudden feeling of connection with someone, even across vast distances? If entanglement is influencing human cognition, it would mean that the mind is not an isolated system, but part of a vast, interconnected quantum network. And if that's true, then our understanding of intelligence, memory, and even perception may need to be completely redefined. The The scientific community is on the brink of something enormous. With each experiment, each new breakthrough, we are pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible. But where does it lead? What happens if we develop technology capable of controlling entanglement at will? Could we create devices that allow for instantaneous, universe-wide communication? Could we use entanglement to unlock new forms of energy, medicine, or even artificial intelligence that operate at an entirely different level? Could we discover that entanglement is actually the force that governs all things, the hidden foundation of reality itself? Right now, we don't have the answers. But one thing is certain: entanglement is only the beginning. Because if this strange quantum connection truly shapes the universe, then the most important discoveries in human history are still ahead of us. And what we find next may change everything.